right. Give y'all a chance. Give y'all a chance to say. YouTube introduces primetime movies. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right. So anyway, like I was saying, I want to give everybody a chance to go ahead and share the video. Say hi to everybody. Chat. Right? We want to hit some thumbs. We want to hit some thumbs. Right? But we also want to subscribe to the channel. If you already subscribed, unsubscribe, resubscribe again, turn on the notifications, hit the like button, copy the URL of this video and share it onto your social media. So I'm going to do the same thing right now while I'm telling y'all to do it. So yeah, as we do that, might be dope to get a little
out there. This is Sunday school. This is Sunday school. I am the minister. I am the minister. I am FBP. We come around once in a blue moon just to show you that we love you. And we'll never leave, 'cause we are anointed.
So I gotta depend on y'all. My phone just died before I hit the send button. My phone died right before I hit the damn send button. So shout out to the Goldmouth family out there. Vision said, how do I find a Mason Lodge that isn't about eating junk food and doing charity events and are about actual knowledge and study of God? That's a great question, Vision. You could come out to Detroit and join my lodge. That's that's the only, I'm just throwing that out. That's like the only, I don't know how you would go about, otherwise how you would go about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading what you're saying, but I'm also reading what you're not saying. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because most of the lodges out there, okay, so here's how we'll put it, as I don't want to be disrespectful to the institution in any shape, form, or fashion. But most Masons are just happy with being a Mason. So it really starts at the root of what was in a person's heart that made them become a Mason, right? So some people, and I think this is just opinion, I think the small group of people of men that become Masons, right? In America, you still have to be a man to be a Mason. If you're a woman, you can belong to a auxiliary body, like the Eastern Stars or the Daughters of Isis, etc. Right? But and so with women, it's different. You know what I'm saying? But for the men, you got two, like the small group is usually the people who are looking for the spiritual enlightenment. Those are the questers. They're looking for the divine information. They want to build the divine relationship. I fit into that group. Majority of folks, though, are there for the friendship, the networking, the camaraderie, being able to say you belong to something that's successful in some shape, form, or fashion, like being able to attach yourself to some famous folks. Like people want to be able to look at somebody really famous and go, I belong to the same club as that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in that space, for that large collection of people, for the most part, it is beneficial to society to have them, doing charity events and, I don't know about the junk food part. That they got the cookouts and the sausages and the fried chicken, the Masonic lodges. Listen, if I could just line up every Masonic lodge, black, white, male, female, whatever, and just run through every damn and just clothesline the shit out of everybody, I would do it. I would line up the religious folks too, right along with the fraternities and sororities. All of them would be getting clotheslined. I would clothesline the fuck out of everybody, just everybody. Kids too. I put the kids mixed in, everybody getting clotheslined. The parents, the children. So, you can't ask me about the junk food eating, because I'm on a clothesline everybody. The kid, unless you like unless toddlers, you know what I'm saying? Anybody under 10 years old, you're safe. But once you get to teenage years, you getting clothesline, because everybody pretty much knows, everybody knows that Oreos and the Pepsi is like not nutritious. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nobody, and at past like 12, 13 years old that doesn't know that Kool-Aid is like not as good for your body as pineapple juice. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, so yeah. So, I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, but so that's kind of what that is, So get some brothers with you, you know what I'm saying? And hit me up, 586-298-5000. And maybe we'll talk about getting y'all out here and you can join my lodge. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I really don't know. I don't know how that would, I don't know how you would do that. You would just have to get with some brothers in your local district, wherever you at, and kind of build with the brothers. One thing I can at least tell you guys is that you should get a red flag if you're ever approached by, like, for instance, I was having a conversation with a guy, right? And he was like, some Masons had approached me back in the days to join them. And, I never joined up, but, I do remember getting approached by some Masons to join up when I was in college. And I'm like, see, again, John Q. Public versus somebody that's initiated, when you tell me that, I know something's wrong. Like a red flag pops up in my mind, right? So in my mind, I'm saying to myself, well, maybe those brothers, you know, they was out of protocol, or maybe they was fake Masons, not even real Masons. Maybe they belong to a different group that likes to style themselves as Masons. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of that goes on in America. You know, like those groups like the Skull and Bones and those groups, those are not Masons. Those are not Masonic groups. Those groups, the Skull and Bones, they recruiting college kids. You know, y'all gotta, you know, so fraternities are fraternities, but all fraternities, just because it's a fraternity, and I know it's not for you guys, but I'm just saying for in general, for the people to see the video. But a fraternity is not Mason, it's not fraternity. Like you can belong to a fraternity that has nothing to do with Masonry. You can belong to a sorority that has nothing to do with being an Eastern Star. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so get into the specifics of your lodge. Yeah, it's you know, and like I said, I line them all up and clothesline them because it don't matter what degree they is. Like that degree shit is a game for people that don't really understand. You know, like that ain't no degree shit that they could tell me. You know what I'm saying? Period. We're about taking good men and making them better. So you can't tell me you're making yourself better with all that meat and fried chicken and carcinogens and alcohol and all that crazy shit. Ain't nobody can line up. I don't give a fuck if they a 33,000 degree sovereign, whatever. Yeah. His ass could benefit from a few pounds lost. He could benefit from a little fasting, right? He could benefit from a little less Pepsi, a little, you know, instead of a 6-pack, he had a 4-pack. You know, we reducing his beer intake, right? There is no person, no matter what their status is on this planet. You know, we've seen Michael Jackson, we've seen Elvis already. Like, it doesn't matter how you're viewed existentially. Like, your health is the only thing. Like, it cuts through all of those different things. So yeah, you would just have to get with some brothers and figure out where the mindset is of, you know, like the lodge, the brothers, and go that route. So I want to become a Rosicrucian. If you want to become a Rosicrucian, now I don't know why you want to become a Rosicrucian, but I would say that it's going to be biased, though. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously I'm a Mason. I would say you should join a lodge. You should join the Masonic Lodge, right? Because if you join a Masonic Lodge, that's probably as good as you're going to get in 2023 to some authentic Rosicrucianism. Like, you're going to have to join a Masonic Lodge, because I think Rosicrucianism, like, they died out. So you got a few people, stragglers out there trying to keep it alive, but any spiritual system, fraternal system, hell, just any system of people, just a sport, think about it. Basketball requires 5 players on each team, and you got to have some subs off the bench. As people lose interest, you start to stop getting the audience. No audience, no money coming in. You ain't got no money coming in. You don't have people aspiring to be that which performs in front of the audience, right? So as over the years, and why I'm saying that, because Masonry is largely about spirituality, but spirituality is tied into mentality, intelligence, and discipline. So as society changed, where we stopped celebrating and holding men on a high pedestal based on how intelligent they are, and we started to switch more over to bigger muscles, you know, how much money they had, the systems of, you know, spiritual strength, the systems of mental strength, slowly but surely are becoming obsolete, because little boys are not growing up saying, I want to be the smartest nigga in the world. They're not growing up saying, I want to focus my life on, developing my relationship with God. Little boys are not growing up thinking that, especially in the brown and black neighborhood. Little boys at 3, 4 years old, they know how to say Draco. They don't know what Yahweh is. They never heard the word Yahweh, but they know Draco, right? They know extendo. 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds in the black community, they know the word weed. Like they heard a blunt before. Most of them seen blunts already. You have more kids, put it like this. This is the cold, hard truth. You got more kids under 5 years old in the black community that have been exposed to guns, drugs, violence, up close and personal in their life than God. You could take that for what it's worth. Like, godless people don't understand the idea and the concept, but all you got to do is look at what's going on. And that's why we have today's conversation, because I was in the Lion's Den the other night, and I got to shout out Solomon, and I even got to shout out Brother Yanga and Black Sun, because they came there to scrap, which we got to do a little bit, but the young brother, the young confused brother, evidenced by his name, Black Jesus Buddha Muhammad 33rd X, 6 religions in his name, and he quit every religion and started his own imaginary religion. Super confused. But the brother hits me up for guidance, asks me to mentor him, help him out. This after the debate, so I know that, Sister Karima and I had set up a show on the Lion's Den to, get some order in the chaos. Like brothers online be squaring off, but it don't be orderly. And then that's how it gets into the name calling and confusion. So it's like, no, let's have it orderly where folks can have these one-on-one debates or discussions and the people can benefit. So, I do my thing. I'm over on SVDL talking crazy. They like, Yanga and Black Sun kind of running the tournament over there. Now so I'm like, yeah, bring them out. I only want to talk to the best. You know what I'm saying? If you're not qualified, then I teach you. You can't sit across from me. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to deal with the best. So these the guys. Okay, well, which one of them is the atheist? Because that's what I'm doing in 2023. I want every atheist to be put on notice. When you see me, start running. Because trouble is coming for you day and night. Yeah, that's that French Montana. French Montana is slowly but surely replacing Drake in my life. I don't even know how that's happening. I think it's because French Montana is from the Bronx, so I don't know what it is, but that Blue Chills, that's how you know. That's how you know when French Montana come out of nowhere and say, yo, you can make your stuff whatever, just don't call it Blue Magic. I'm like, hold on. He's making a song about Blue Magic. Anyway, but just know the atheists, y'all on notice for 2023. I'm laying every atheist down. You're going to have to either renounce atheism and say you believe in God, or you're going to have to deal with me in the open forum, period. That's it. Godlessness must go. So if you're godless, just know I'm on your ass. And saying you agnostic is not going to help you out. Saying you agnostic is not going to help you out. As agnostic means you atheist, but you don't want to stand on your atheism. But anyway, we're having a conversation over there. Young brothers all in the way messing it up. But a couple of valuable things came out of the conversation. I realized that a lot of the people that are debating online are not debating with a purpose. In fact, just debating is their purpose. They're trying to become popular debaters. I'm like, oh, interesting. I thought that everybody that was... So that's a difference between our generation and the elders. When we saw Khalid Muhammad and Phil and them all arguing with each other, they all had a program and an agenda for the people that they thought was beneficial. So they was arguing, but it was beneficial. right? Because they're like, okay, whose program is the best for the people? Not argument for argument's sake, not argument for just views and likes, right? But anyway, so the brother Black Sun comes on there and does the most cowardly thing possible. And it's I see it's a repetitive theme because Q Butter tried it, right? So I see it's a cover story. And I'm gonna tell you how the cover story works. These are all this is very cowardly. I'm an atheist, right? And atheists all stand on science. They say, based on their study and scientific research, they're an atheist. But I don't want to have a religious discussion or a debate about being atheist because, I think it's subjective. Wait a minute. How do you have a scientific mind and you say that a person, you with a scientific mind, you based your existence on a subjective idea and it's not worth researching to come to a conclusive one? When you say that to me, you sound like an idiot because you can't be a scientist or have a sharp logical mind if you're interested in only studying things that are, by your own definition, not important because they don't deal with your primary existence, right? And to take it a step further, I'm watching the brothers hide their cowardice with great vocabulary. So these are really intelligent, scary niggas. Yo, these are really intelligent and well-spoken, scary niggas, right? What do you mean by that, Dr. EnQi? Well, here's how a scary nigga works, right? Here's how a scary nigga works. And we're going to use Black Sun as the example for all scary niggas, right? Black Sun's the poster boy for all scary niggas. Here's how a scary nigga works. I'm an atheist, but I don't want to discuss that. I only want to deal with science. Wait, what? God is science. Oh, no. I prefer to just deal with politics or economics. We could debate politics or economics. I don't want to talk about God. That's why I'm going to tell you, that's why it'd be so hard for people to sit across from me. Because it's almost like when you look into my eyes, it's like you looking at every ancestor you ever had. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the weight of all your ancestors is looking back at you through my eyes and we see your bullshit, right? So here's where we go with that. And this is just for you guys out there, if you run across this kind of thing, or if in your mind, you're building with some folks and, they start to go down this road with you and maybe even your children, because you might need to build with your family and talk to the family. So if you run into this foolishness, you're going to ask them to do this. Now, if the young brother didn't get in my way and muddle up the damn show, this is where I was getting ready to take those gentlemen. But I had to set some things up in the conversation first because they're not both atheists. Yanga, let me tell you how he works. Yanga says, I believe in God. I'm not an atheist. Okay, what kind of God do you believe in, or what system? Oh, I don't discuss my belief in God, though, because I believe it's too sacred to discuss. But I'll discuss, he's willing to debate anybody else on their belief system in God, but not reveal his belief system on God. You see what I'm saying? So that's cowardice. Not calling him a coward. I'm saying that's cowardice number one. Cowardice number two, Black Sun, I'm an atheist. I don't want to stand on it. Both of them say, oh, we'll debate politics, though, but we don't want to talk about God. And me, as usual, I'm in EnQi vision. Right? I'm in EnQi vision. You know, I'm confused in a motherfucker. Huh? I'm gonna let you put these damn glasses on so y'all could be EnQi vision too. Huh? Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, so I wonder if these niggas know the origin of politics in America. Right? Because if we're talking about politics and, you know, I don't want to, I want to talk about what's relevant, you know, the relevant. Okay, so clearly we're not talking about politics in like South Africa or politics in the Antarctic or politics in, you know, Nova Scotia. Clearly we're talking about politics here where we are in America. Interesting. Because see, when I was in elementary school, we learned about this. I'm not sure if anybody else got this in elementary school. Did anybody else get this in elementary school this year? Am I the only one who learned about this concept in elementary school? Come on, family. I need y'all to help me out. I need to know if I'm the only one that learned about this term in elementary school. Does anybody know what the hell this is saying right here? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what democracy means? I think that's safe to say that's politics right there. Does anybody know what capitalism means? Because I think that politics and capitalism right here, located in this place, starts with this thing right here. Boom. You see, this is why them motherfuckers can't sit across from me, champ. See, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to sit across from me with all that dumb shit. You see that? You can't sit across from me with all that dumb shit. You want to talk about politics and economics. You want to debate that, but you don't want to talk about God. How, Sway? Remember what Kanye found out. Y'all forgot what Kanye found out? What did Kanye have to find out? Sway had the answer. Sway had the answer. See, y'all gonna fuck around and go out like Kanye. Y'all waiting to find out that EnQi already had the answer. EnQi already had the answer. See, there is no conversation where you get ready to discuss anything in America outside of now. Here's the real brainwashing. This is what y'all really got to deal with. What you got to deal with is that you have been brainwashed, and everybody knows that the brainwashing is taking place, but nobody knows specifically how, which is how the brainwash keeps going, right? So here is the brainwash, and I'm trying to make this as clear as possible for you goofy niggas out there. The Vatican, not police, the Vatican is the racist institution that you people should be against, not defunding police. Don't defund police. Defund the Vatican if you're going to defund somebody, okay? The slavery that, what's the light-skinned fat guy name? Light-skinned fat guy. You know, he says that we're not from Africa. We was already from here. Dane Calloway. You know, Dane is always, you know, so whether you agree with Dane Calloway that all the black folks was here that became slaves, or you believe with the official story that the Africans were in Africa, they got captured, brought here, or they got, you know, they came here voluntarily. What you need to know is that the entire institution, see, you got to deal with origins. Y'all still have not got this concept of being a holistic healer. See, that's the difference between me and all these other goofy niggas. This is really my life. I'm really a holistic healer. You can't be a holistic healer until after you're a holistic thinker. A holistic thinker thinks in order to deal with the tree, we go to the root. See, so politics and economics, the root of politics and economics in America is God. So since everything is by divine right, your governments are established, your kings are established, your religious authority is established, all on divine authority, then I have to say, well, what's divine authority? And they say, oh, well, God said, God agreed, God appointed. Well, when God says, agrees, or appoints somebody to be in charge of me or my dealings, and then the dealings don't work out well, I need to renegotiate contract. Just like being in a restaurant, and they bring me soup. See, this is how life goes. Watch this. We're going to do this like this. Griot time with the storyteller. I'm in a restaurant. I order some food. I order me a soup. Soup comes. Soup got flies in it. Now, some of y'all might handle it differently. Me, I just want to speak to the boss. Period. Whether that's a supervisor on duty, a manager, the head chef, the owner, I want to speak to the boss. Why don't I want to speak to the waiter? Well, because the waiter looked at the food when he went back to the window in the kitchen. He saw the fly in my shit and brought it to me anyway. Or he went back there. He didn't even look at the food, which you're supposed to do before you grab it from the window. You're supposed to check it and make sure it's right. So either he looked at it and didn't give a fuck and served it to me with the fly in it, or he was so careless that he just grabbed whatever was there and threw it on my table without even checking it. Either way, in my mind, my problem's not going to be resolved with this goofy nigga, because the problem should never have got to me because he didn't cook it, so he didn't put the fly in it. But he is the middle. He's supposed to check so that when he get back there, he see the fly, he's supposed to push that right back to them and be like, hey, this got a fly in it. You got to make it again. Or, hey, look, fuck it. Before anybody see, sling this fly out, you know what I'm saying? And just, present it. But whatever the case, the problem not supposed to make it to me. So since the problem made it to me through you, you can't offer me a solution. I need to speak to. Same thing. I'm in a society governed by folks that's not doing the right thing. I'm not getting ready to ask the folks that's not doing the right thing to figure out the right thing. No. I need to know, why are you, wait a minute, why am I telling you anything? Who the hell are you? Who empowered you? Who hired you? Where's your manager? When I say, where's your manager? Somebody said divine something. I want to know what, okay. So divine, okay. So who's that? Let me get his phone number. God, where's God located? I need to figure him out. Where's he at? I want to talk to him. Me and God got a long conversation. I was abandoned. I got all kind of shit to, who, where, who, what, when, what? Now we at the beginning conversation again. See, all roads lead to Wakanda. Politics, economics, manifest destiny. When we want to know who gave the right to do whatever to the Indians with the syphilis, or who said to kill this people, and who granted authority for this, that, and the other, it's God. When I'm having the chakra debate, right? And I'm going through the history of the chakra system, and we go boom, boom, boom. And we go back to the theosophical, Madame Blavatsky, and, a few generations later, Hitler and the Nazis get a hold of it. Why do Hitler and the Nazis need some sort of spiritual doctrine if they just taking guns? Like, think about this. If they just taking guns and they believe that white is the best thing and non-white and mixed white got to go. right? Why do they need a weird Hindu spiritual system to, like, why do they need that? Why is that there? Why can't they just tap into their Christian God and still do their same put niggas in the oven program? Like, why can't they do that? But see, their God doesn't condone it. So because their God doesn't condone it, they've got to go and tap into a God that does. Because you can't take a global undertaking without God's blessing. It's not going to work. These are facts. So this is why when large corporations set up new products and they do it all in the confines of their God and astronomy, not astrology, astronomy. There's not really that much difference between astrology and astronomy. Okay, astronomy is just a more solid, reliable system. Respectfully. Right? But that's it. And astronomy started with astrology. That's it. They just got some real slick ass tools and started to say, okay, this is not right. We're going to get rid of this. Oh, this is facts. We can count on this. Boom, boom, boom. That process went on. Pretty soon, astrology became astronomy. That's just kind of where that's at. Right? But all undertakings, God, stars, God and the stars. If they're not in alignment, the people that are in the know, they don't go forward. They wait until they get the blessing from God and the celestial alignment, and then they move forward. So now, what does people in poverty do with nothing? They don't get the blessing from God or wait for celestial alignments. They just do their own thing. And guess what? They keep saying, why don't I have more? Why don't I have more? Why don't I get more blessings? How come I'm not getting more? And look at all these people that are immensely successful. Wow. It looks like they're doing prayers to God. Wait, are these people doing rituals to God? Oh my God, that looks like the devil. They're doing a ritual. I'm like, wait a minute. Do you niggas read the Bible? Because the Bible's full of rituals. Like God asks for sacrifices and God looks for donations sometimes. God wants to see where your heart, God checks niggas' temperature. You know, I don't know if y'all read that book, but all kinds of shit. It's like God is not like, you know, it's you want something, give something. That's like should be common sense. If you don't want to give anything, don't expect to get anything. But we're constantly wanting, but we don't give. It's just like, it's mind blowing. When I listen to the conversations, they go, wait a minute. These white Jewish people, they stole the relationship of God from the black people. You know, black people are the original Jews. Well, guess what, black folks? Guess what? Nobody's stopping you from keeping the law. It's a book. Go get you a Bible and then start following the rules in it. Because the Bible really, it's very specific, but it's almost wide open at the same time. Because really the only thing that God is really like saying, if you want to reduce that whole shit down, all those fucking pages and books, you want to reduce it down, here's what God's saying in the Bible. Here's how the universe works. And because the word universe works like this, if you do these things and behave like this inside of this universe, you'll want for nothing. Anything you want, you'll have. However, if you start doing some other shit, I don't know what to tell you. All manner of hell is going to break loose on you, though, not like everywhere. Just for you. Your shit's going to be terrible. It's going to be rough, painful, struggling. There's going to be a lot of difficult shit going on if you don't follow this plan. So here's the plan. Here's your option. You can follow this, or you can just do something else. Now, that happened a really long time ago. We don't have to debate when the book was created, given to man made it. None of that matters. We can fast forward up to today, because in today's world, here's what we have going on. Oh man, those Jewish people, they got everything. They got all the money in the banks I'm like, It's interesting because you know what else they had before they had the money in the banks? That book. Hey, I'm just saying, they got that book, right? And when they got that book, they didn't have shit. They didn't have anything. Go back to the history books. The history buffs would tell you, oh, the black cultures, the brown and black people. We had Kemet. We had the pyramids in Mexico, pyramids over here. We had gold and pyramids everywhere because we had gods. We had periods we believed in multiple gods, periods we believed in one God, but we never had a period we didn't believe in any God at all. Like that's not black. Now, that's what you need Joe Biden. I need to get a clip of Joe Biden and say, if you don't believe in God, you're not black. Right? I don't see how a person could say that and the black community would get angry. Like if I put out a video and say, if you don't believe in God, you're not black, I would get 100 people telling me how I'm religious, I'm crazy, blah, blah, blah. That's not scientific. EnQi, you going off the deep end. When Joe Biden says, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, niggas went and voted. And most of these niggas that went and voted is the same niggas telling you the white man is the devil. I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, EnQi selling out. He got a white girlfriend, I think. Biden. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, wait. Totally astounded. I'm confused. Now, that's science. That's politics. That's economics. That's Wall Street. I don't have to explain the health sciences, do I? Because we know that all sciences regarding life on Earth starts with light. End story. Right? And then we can say that light is not from here. We can say that light has no mass. So light is the non-physical thing that creates all the physical stuff around us, including the food and the nutrition. And the whole idea of nutrition is getting in more living food. Well, the difference between the living food and the non-living food is the light that the living food contains. Hence the whole purpose of me gearing our diet to pigment and fiber. Pigment holds light, fiber holds water. The more fiber, the more light you get into your body, you're filled with God. Do you see how being filled with God and being healthy is the same thing? You can't come to that understanding if you don't know what God is, though. See, if you don't know what God is, do you think that that's some crazy Bible shit? That's some old religious thing. Oh, you're filled with God and you'll be healthy. Well, define God. See, if it's a fat Santa Claus on the clouds, then you filled with him might make you a cannibal. I don't know. You filled with that kind of guy. I don't know what that means. But I know how my body works. I know what the book says, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. So, okay. So the book says God is light. Yep. I'm made out of pigment to absorb light. So my body specifically designed to absorb God. Okay, yeah. Science and spirituality, they somehow make sense in my mind. I don't see whatever. I just don't get it. So to me, the fundamental science, God, because God empowers the money literally says on the back, in God we trust. So how the hell are we going to debate economics and not talk about it says on the back, in God we trust. You niggas are goofy. You don't have understanding. Let me help you out. Okay, so here's how it goes. everybody who's in the quote unquote Black conspiracy conscious community, we all have heard at least 1,000 times somebody tell us some sovereign citizen bullshit about the fiat currency not having value and money's just paper. It's not even it's a legal note. And we heard all that. But it also says what on it? In God we trust. So if money itself does not have a value, if money is a promise to pay, right? It's not an actual form of payment. It's a promise to pay, right? Because this is what these niggas tell you. Well, what is the promise to pay based on? It's not rocket science. It's also on the fucking piece of paper. See, the same piece of paper that tells you it's a promissory note also tells you with the promise, in God we trust. So money, economics, this is how this goes. At the root of all these conversations is still going to be God. So if we're really talking about health, we're talking about getting light in. So we can have the conversation and we could just talk about light for you guys that are in denial. But the book says God is light. So for me, I just want you guys to know at home that every time I say the word light, I'm also in my mind saying God. In my mind, God and light is the same thing because God is light. So when I say synthetic light is killing you, synthetic light is the devil. See, it could go in another sense. But I know these words have a connotation to you. That's where the brainwash come in. So it's almost like you are allergic to hearing certain things. And what I'm telling you guys is what I really want you to hear. That is by design. There's something in you that when you hear devil and God and you hear that kind of talk, you just get like that is by design because that's where your power is. So over time, you were designed to, that's what the beatings, the whoopings, the hangings, the cutting off the nuts, those things were all done to get you to renounce God. All the vicious stuff that was inflicted on you was to ingrain it in your DNA to resist God. Listen to me. I need y'all to understand this because y'all niggas at home confused. I'm not because I'm Haitian. To you American niggas, y'all confused. I'm not. I'm Haitian. Remember who Haiti is. Haiti's the only country to ever beat white folks' ass. There's no country that ever kicked white folks' ass except for Haiti. Little tiny old Haiti. And Haiti's not even a whole fucking rock. Haiti's half of a fucking island. Haiti is half an island. How do you think that happened? Well, I'll tell you how it happened. I'll tell you the beginning of the story. A Jamaican nigga came over from Jamaica and he talked about God all night. And they talked about bringing the power of God into them to free and liberate their people. They didn't have nothing else but God and sticks and fucking rocks. The French, the Spanish army, these motherfuckers had boats and cannons and swords and, helmets and shit, protective gear and all that. These niggas had rocks. And God, though. I'm just saying. I don't know what y'all think LeBron's doing before every game, but LeBron is getting his shit going on with his God. However, and greatest of all time. Shit's magic what we're watching LeBron do. So all of the major successes, like, it's come that way, right? We idolize Malcolm X. Malcolm X believed in God. I don't understand. Malcolm X's great accomplishments were done in the name of God. Martin Luther King's great accomplishments was done in the name of God. They're supposed to be opposites, right? So half the black men side with MLK, half with Malcolm X. How come zero of them follow the blueprint? That's the blueprint. Unless you're going with Marcus Garvey, you do know Marcus Garvey was a full-blown Christian. Like, what are we talking about? And I'm just trying to figure out where niggas is at with this shit. Because it's to me, it's like insanity. We're the only spiritual, quote unquote, spiritual people that as soon as you start discussing spiritual shit with, they get like, like, and I'm telling you, that shit there, that's the devil. That's the brainwash. That's where you turned against your mothers and your fathers, because your mothers and your fathers didn't do nothing without God. They didn't get sick and say, oh man, we got to figure out what the hospital's saying. No, they got sick and they was like, okay, well, what the scripture say? What the scripture say? What we supposed to do? You get sick and say, oh man, what Dr. Oz is saying. See? So that's why I got to teach a certain way. People ask me, well, what do you do in your house, EnQi? I'm like, hey, all I can do is give you information. Because I'm going to make my decisions based on an ancient program that doesn't even exist in this world anymore. Like when I was having the Masonic debate, brother, like, well, nowadays I can go get a construction license and be a Mason without having any spirituality or God attached to my building. To me, that's the problem. See, our ancient societies, they did not build a society without God in the blueprint of the society. Because in their mind, all manner of debauchery was going to be in that society and it was going to fail before it started. So there's no reason to build a thing like that. So even when I'm sitting down to construct a society, I got to start with God in the blueprint. Right? God got to be in the blueprint because I want a harmonious, right? Sound becomes light. I want a harmonious environment. So when you go back to Egypt or Israel, whatever successful Black country you want to go to, civilization, you want to go to Sumer, you want to go to the fucking Amaru, ancient Mexico, Olmec shit. They did not build without deity. That's where Freemasonry comes from. That origin. So whether you want to discuss the God of the Bible, be it Jesus or the Most High or Yahweh, they're all described as Masons and architects throughout the Bible. If you into Kemet, all you have to do is look up Ptah. He is the god of builders. He is the original craftsman and had a lodge dedicated to Ptah, because you could not build a body, a society, a building, or a structure without God in it, or our people would reject it. This new society is constructed in a way where you cannot do that. Freedom, choice, temptation. Yeah. You don't have to have God in your program, just do your thing, right? Like when you sit down to make babies, you don't have to have God in there. God is not in the program in America. I learned that. Almost 6 years I was fighting in court, divorce, in custody for my kids with somebody that don't even fucking like kids. 6 years I fought for custody with this lady for the kids. Court was over January 4th. Guess what she got? She got the right to contact these kids twice a week. Do you know how many times she's contacted or tried to contact these kids since the court? Zero. But I had to fight for 6 fucking years, tooth and nail, for a motherfucker that don't even want nothing to do with the kids. Why? Because in court, she thought she could get some fucking money. Because in America, you doing contracts, and contracts so you can make deals without God involved. Especially if you don't know what the hell you're doing with them contracts, right? So you got to remember, when they put the contract on paper and took the contract out of the handshake, they removed God. Right? And I'll end it with this. And I know some people are going to say I'm crazy because I already said it before and people said I was crazy. But I'm fine with being crazy on my own merit. Right? So I'm going to tell y'all this, and I want y'all to share this, right? I did a video back in the days called I Discovered the Ark of the Covenant. And even today, I still would argue with somebody if they tried to like debate me or debunk me. I could still defend myself, right? Even though my stance has changed quite a bit, but it's still solid fact though. Because when I show y'all this, it's gonna fuck. Some of y'all gonna be like, oh, that's some, but some of y'all gonna be like, wait a minute, that's some EnQi, that's some shit right there. I don't think I ever thought of that angle before. I don't think I ever thought of that like that. I think that that's something unique that you might have just made up, but that's still something that's an interesting thing. So when I say they took the God out of the contracts, the moment they removed the handshake and they went to the pad and the paper, right? And then even when they went to the pad and paper, so here's the thing that you don't know, right? And without making it too long of a thing. The first natural form of electricity is triboelectricity. Think about it, triboelectricity. That's the original form of electricity. The most triboelectricity is produced in your hands. Hands are magic, right? So when your hands come together, when you shake hands with another person, that's literally your spiritual essence being radiated out of your hand and the other person's spiritual essence being radiated out of their hand, right? And it comes together and you mix your spiritual essence together on that deal. That is the spiritual contract. Now, you're going to say, well, what does that have to do with the Ark of the Covenant? This right here, look, this right here, between your thumb and your index, this is the Ark. This is the Ark. That is the Ark. When you shake hands and you bring those arcs together, that is a covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is so simple. Niggas ain't gonna get it for another 100 years. And I'm gonna tell you why they're not gonna get it for another 100 years, because they're still developing the science based on what I'm saying to you. So in the future, if you my age, some of y'all are gonna die, but the youngins watching this, you're going to watch as shit like this becomes the new thing, like showing your palm, like how you see the advanced James Bond movies now where they put their palm in front of the bank shit and they open up and all that. Everything is getting ready to be like that. Think about it now. Everybody got cameras on their doorbell. You can answer your door or check your anywhere. Like that's, that's. So the next thing is the keys is archaic. It's getting ready to be, you just put your hand there and get in like that. Why? because your hand radiates a unique electromagnetic signature, just like your voice, that's only yours. Only yours. So the Ark of the Covenant, the rainbow, was about electromagnetism, as well as when you bring your hands together and you make a contract. So the rainbow represented God's hands, light, mixed with ours, water, right? The physical receptacle for light coming together. Well, light and water comes together and gives us a fucking rainbow. Ta-da. And that rainbow is Roy G. Biv, 7 different colors of light. Ta-da. So when you look at a lot of these spiritual systems, what they give you, something on that 7. It's going to be 7 somethings, right? Well, they're all referencing that covenant of God with man, or light and water. So that Ark of the Covenant, that was a sacred, that's why your word. So you thinking that your word is hot air, but you don't. This is why I showed you the science. I showed you this shit. Y'all don't know who I am? I'm here teaching y'all. I have people who say they hate Masons because Masons keep everything secret, but these niggas been following me for 5 or 10 years. I'm like, bro, what secrets? Every secret you know, I gave to you, nigga. So how then do you also say that Masons are keeping secrets? What do you mean? All the secrets you know, I gave you. If Masons was keeping shit secret, I would never have made a fucking video. Because I never have not been a Mason. The entire time y'all saw me, I was a Mason. My father's a Mason. His father's a Mason. So you have been misguided. And why did we start off the conversation with the Vatican? Because if you do your homework, you're going to find out that there's only ever been one group of motherfuckers going up against the Vatican. Your oppressors. Yeah. The fucking Masons. Yeah. So while you goofy niggas running around thinking that the Masons is out to get you, you don't understand. You've been brainwashed by the church. The ones who broke in and stole your heritage. The ones who cut the big fucking, what they call them shits? The pillars. They then took the pillars from Egypt and put them into Rome. Yeah, them motherfuckers. Yeah. Why do you think there's a story of the Templar? Wait, V for Victory. I think, no, V for Vendetta, that movie. The movie starts off with the death of the Templars. I think y'all are confused about the Templars. Let me tell y'all some Templar shit, because y'all confused. Again, y'all keep watching these goofy Illuminati online niggas. The next time you watch a nigga tell you about the Illuminati, ask him if he is fucking initiated into the order of the Illuminati. If his answer is no, tell that nigga to please delete all his fucking videos. Because going forward, we only want to hear about Illuminati from Illuminati members. We don't want to hear about this bullshit that you niggas keep making up. And if you can't find Illuminati members because they were outlawed a long fucking time ago and killed or jailed, end convo, right? But let me give you some Templar history for your ass, the real Templar history, right? Now, if the Templars are a real group of people, this is what the actual story looks like. The black and brown people in North Africa, they got some fly shit going on down there. From Sumer all the way around that whole little curve. It's like a curve. That shit like a block. You got Sumer, then you got Israel, then you come right around the corner and you got Egypt. All that shit damn near right there. They figure out, hey, look what they was doing down there. Look what they was able to accomplish. we done colonized, like we done took over, but we still don't got that shit. We still, the priests, they still ain't come clean yet. They still ain't give us the secrets of how they society run. They still ain't give us the secrets of building. How the fuck is this a community full of motherfuckers? It's, oh, father law, 120, 5%. Nigga, you niggas confused. That whole father law shit, all that shit could be reduced to one word. The whole fucking 120 could be reduced to one word. Number 8. And not even the whole number 8, right? Half, just one circle, right? Because the 8 is 2 circles. One is build, one is destroy, right? You could reduce the whole 120 to the word build. That's the whole purpose of learning 120, so you could build. Right? That's what they teach you. You learn 120 to build. So it's always been about building. What else would you do on a planet with rocks and water? Fuck y'all think builders and houses and shit just got here by itself? You think the fucking wires under the ground got there by themselves? You think niggas learn agriculture by itself? No, it was a process of building. Life is a process of building. So the motherfuckers that run this have always been what again? Master builders. Now, when you put that into all of your history stories, all of them will start to make sense. Now you will know what makes sense to fight to the death to keep secret. Because if the secrets got out, then it's going to look like this. So you goofy niggas that think secrets is evil, let me show you how this went. When Kemet kept the secrets, the entire world was subject to Kemet. Everybody, everywhere, subject to Kemet. Well, what do you think happened when they got those secrets? They immediately began to make great lives for themselves and put hell upon Egypt and the children of Egypt, wherever the fuck they went. And for you guys that's out there confused, I love my Hebrew Israelite brothers, but y'all niggas confused. Mizraim, like Egypt and the Israelites, or the Egyptians and the Israelites, they family. It says it all through the Bible. This is why Israelites are able to hide with Egyptians. Egyptians are able to hide with Israelites, and nobody could tell a difference. Because if they were different people, they would have different phenotypes. They would look different. You wouldn't be able to hide amongst them. You'd be able to be, oh, no, he don't belong. Who's this? No, he's not with. You can't take a German. Like Hitler couldn't have hid in 158th Street in the projects. Immediately, who this white nigga? Oh, this white nigga with the trade, what is he doing? What is he doing? Is he police? Same thing happened to your neighborhood when it happened back then. They'd be like, oh no, you don't belong here. But Israelites were able to blend in amongst Egyptians and vice versa because they the same stock, same bloodlines. So all of you are going to be oppressed together once those secrets get out. Right? Yeah. So the Templars, anyway, the Templars get commissioned. These are not soldiers. These are not dumb niggas. These are highly intelligent scientists that comes together to, and when I say scientists, I mean like well-rounded. They knew multiple languages. They was ready to do what they was charged with. You're going to be charged with the mission of going into the Holy Lands and recovering them secrets. We need to figure out how they built all that fly shit. Period. We got to have it. We got to have it. So go do that. Now, the Templars were successful. The Templars found some building secrets. And once they shared those secrets, money started rolling in to Europe. Beautiful chapels and buildings start going up. Amazing. But guess what? The crime is not complete until you clip the last. Y'all seen the movies every time. What got to happen to the snitch? The snitch got to get killed. Or the traitor, like 300, the little guy with the, when he told on everybody and You get that one always get killed. So the Templars, because they was the ones that went and stole the info, oh, well, that's why they had to get outlawed and killed, because they knew where the Vatican got their source of divine power and information. So you got to get rid of the witnesses. Boop. So out of nowhere, the Templars, you did good. You bring us back all the secrets, but now, unfortunately, we got to get rid of you niggas because you know the secrets. See, you were supposed to bring us back the secrets without peeking in there, but you peeked in there. So now, unfortunately, we got to get rid of you because you're kind of a liability. That's the Templar story. That's the Templar story. Yeah, so y'all all need to send me $1 bazillion in cash apps because you niggas been trying to figure out this shit forever. $ Minister EnQi, MINISTERENQI. I should get $1,000 from each of you. I'm restoring your personal history in a way you've never got that before. Because you're confused. And listen, with respect to the Prince Hall folks out there, that is not it. Just want to say that for the record. Okay? So when you hear about its origins of masonry and stone builders and all this stuff, and it gets muddy and you get all these different stories, and you hear about the Black Freemasonry and all this and all that, and it's Prince Hall, like, no, that's not it. That's not it. Right? It's old. You know what I'm saying? That's a start, though. I'm not knocking those brothers. I'm just saying that they're on equal footing with free and accepted. It's still, whether you're Prince Hall or free and accepted, it doesn't matter. You still have to take that 3. If you're a person that's interested in the information, the spirituality, the relationship with your deity, you still have to start with that 3 and figure out where that 3 came from. Yeah, figure out where that 3 came from. Because we know that it came from 1717, right? That's some shit that Illuminati goofy niggas on the internet say. Oh, Freemasonry started with the white folks in England, 1717. I'm like, no. Not even the white folks that was in England in 1717 would tell you that. Dumbass. Take a look. It's in a book, The Reading Rainbow. They would tell you that they was forming a Grand Lodge. Well, how do you form a Grand Lodge if you don't have other little tiny ones? Duh. They said the purpose was to unify all of Masonry. How are you unifying something that's not in existence? Duh. So clearly Masonry was everywhere worldwide in 1717 for them to say we should unify it and organize it so that all of Masonry falls under one authority. Clearly there were multiple authorities of Masonry. So they had to create a centralized one in Europe so that they could control the dissemination of the information, et cetera, et cetera. Right? But obviously it's older than that because otherwise there's no need to create a hub. You see what I'm saying? It's like my new website, AmericanHealer.website. Well, clearly, if that's the hub where everything is, all the other things existed before it. Right? DrEnqi.com existed before this. The web polyimbic.com existed before this. 40-day or the Prism Network existed before this. The Instagram existed before this. So now I can link all those things together in one spot, AmericanHealer.website. Masonry existed in many different forms all over the globe. 1717, they just made a website, put it all together. Like, we're going to put it all right here. And we put it all right here. Now we in charge of it. And some folks, I'll be honest, when they said that, some folks was like, no, the fuck you not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all don't really understand. But anyway, the church has always been the enemy of Freemasonry. Because Freemasonry feels like your relationship with God is yours to develop. The church says, hell no, we're going to be in charge of their relationship with God. That's the highest form of slavery to me. The highest form of slavery, somebody else controlling your relationship with your creator. That's some other shit. That's some other shit. So Freemasonry at its core is just basically, here's the tools to study, figure out your relationship with God. In fact, that is literally the only requirement to become a Mason. The only requirement to become a Mason is that you believe in God, period. Masonry takes everybody except atheists. AC said, I want to join the lodge you in. Well, I'm worshipful master. So it's actually my lodge. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So, who knows? I don't know though. Who knows? Because my book's been closed. You know what I'm saying? But if I get a bunch of brothers that really want to do something, I mean, we may be able to open a lot, open up and I'll fly out some brothers and maybe we'll do something together. You know what I'm saying? So that we can get some real light. Because it's crazy how people are searching for the light, but they don't want to search for the light. Right up to the point where you got to really get involved with some shit. You tapping out. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, the Egyptians. Like, wait a minute. The Egyptians had mystery schools, so you couldn't study no Egyptian shit unless you was ready to get initiated. And it's like, oh, Illuminati. Yeah, I'm scared. I mean, I don't do that. That's devil worship. I'm like, wait a minute, nigga, you an atheist. How does an atheist say something is devil worship? I'm like, wait a minute. So you niggas don't believe in God, but you do believe in the devil? What? I'm like, this is the problem. Y'all don't understand this shit. You don't believe in God, you're atheist, but you do believe in the devil. I'm like, are you sure you're an atheist? Are you sure you're not a devil worshiper? If you say and teach that God doesn't exist, but you also say and teach that the devil does, because if you're an atheist, that means that you don't believe God exists. But the moment you say that something is devil worship, you believe that the devil does exist, because otherwise there would be no way to worship something that doesn't exist. So you don't believe in God, but you do believe in the devil. Are you niggas devil worshipers? I'm just saying. Let's just think in an abstract format. You don't believe in God. You do believe that the devil exists. And just throwing it out there, you do like to eat dead bodies. Just saying. Animals get killed after they're dead. You put fire on them and then you eat the burned up dead bodies. This is what you do. That's that. You eat burned dead bodies. Let's just keep it 1,000. See, if we start talking like this, the niggas get emotional. You eat burned dead bodies. You don't believe in God existing, but you do believe the devil exists. And somehow the problem is me. The nigga saying to eat the plants and that God is light. God is music. God is harmonious light. I am the one that's tripping. While you eat burned dead bodies and say that God doesn't exist, but you watch Illuminati stories and all these stories that tell you that the devil exists. Oh yeah, look at Hillary Clinton in the pizza shop. They with the devil. That's devil worship. Hold on, you believe in God? No, God is not real. I'm an atheist. Hold on, but you just said that Hillary Clinton is doing devil worship. So you do believe that the devil exists, but you don't believe that God exists. And what are you getting ready to eat for dinner tonight? Oh, I ain't with that vegan shit. I had me some fish and shit. Oh, no, tonight we getting ready to have us some oxtail. Oh, okay. So you getting ready to have you some oxtails. Interesting. You're gonna eat, but you claiming to be African. You pro-African niggas eat beef. Afro-African niggas eat beef. See, all it. Oh, shit. We got Jeremiah Judah in the building. Yo, let me tell y'all about Jeremiah Judah and the Lions Den, man. This is a good time. Because some of y'all are confused. It happened so quick, right? You're like, damn, EnQi down with the Lions Den. Yo, how the hell did that just EnQi out here repping the Lions Den hard? How the hell this happened? Let me tell you how it happened. See, we talking about spiritual shit right now. Spiritual shit got a place, right? But out in the world, it's different. You understand? So I'm out in these internet YouTube streets, and I'm out there starting trouble as usual. But usually I'm by myself. That's how I go. So I'm getting jumped out there in the world of the YouTube streets, and I'm over there. I'm scrapping. It's about 5 or 6 atheists as usual. I'm pinned down, back against the wall, but I'm doing well. Out of nowhere, though, about 2, 3 other niggas like, hold up, Ink, we got your back. King, don't worry about it. All of a sudden, I look around. JJ is over there. Anu is over there. They wrestling niggas down to the ground like, hey, Ink, shoot your one-on-one. We got the rest of these niggas tied up. I'm like, oh, shit, what? And that was it. They was down with me. I was down with them. And that we just invisibly locked arms. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's JJ 7000, Anu, Karima, Lions Den. We out here. So, yeah. Hell yeah. So hold on. Let me get my other computer, because every time JJ come into the chat room, I don't have the right computer. Hold on. Let me give y'all some music or something real quick. Let me go get this computer, because I got to give JJ a wrench in the Lions Den, but
He was out there. This is Sunday school. Sunday school. I am the minister. I am the minister. I am FBP. We come around once in a blue moon, just to show you that we love you. We'll never leave, 'cause we are anointed. We're the same way every day, 'cause we're angels, some mighty and some meek, and we're sent down from the heavens to achieve a destiny. Yes, we're angels.
okay, here we
go. On reproof.
All right.
And we
okay, all right. There we go. All right, I had to get them together. All right, so I had to give my man JJ 7000, get the Lions Den some wrenches, so when they come in the building, they in the building the right way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now they got yeah. But no. I just, like this is what, I just want people to understand what it is that we do, why the debates are important, right? Each step of the way, each concept. There's a lot of things. Well, I got a debate coming up with Judah Nazareth. We're going to see if Judah Nazareth, we're going to see what Judah Nazareth got. There's a brother out there, in case you're not familiar, his name is Judah Nazareth. We're having a conversation in the Lions Den. Gets wild in the Lions Den. We're having a conversation in the Lions Den. And the brother says, Oh, him and his partner. Oh, EnQi, we respect what you do with the food, but you don't know nothing about this Bible. You just started learning the Bible last week, the other week. You just learned about the Bible. EnQi, you haven't known about no Bible. I'm like, man, who have these people been watching? Like, I just can't figure it out. I'm like, I went from minister to doctor, not doctor to minister. It was minister first, right? Like, but anyway, the brother tells me that Yahweh and Elohim mean the same thing. I pressed him on it. And he says, well, God didn't create man. The angels did. Wait, what? I'm like, yeah, okay. We're going to have a conversation. Because see, this is the problem. Guys like me that don't claim to be in a religious organization or camp or whatever, a lot of times the reason why guys like me are not in camps or organized, quote unquote, religious systems is because of goofy shit like that. If I'm not in the system and I can see that you barely know the system, why the fuck would I join if I've got to join a system where I've got to be subordinate up underneath people that don't even know the system that they're in when I start as a neophyte? No. That would be counterproductive for my spiritual development to start on a spiritual path under people that are not as developed because they don't understand the concept of God. I don't know how you're studying the Bible and you don't start with that. If you're studying the Bible in any shape, form, or fashion, and you don't start with the understanding of God, the rest of the fucking book is gobbledygook. I don't know what you're doing reading. What are you studying? You niggas look crazy. You study, I've been Hebrew Israelite for 10 years. I've been Hebrew Israelite 5 years. I've been a Christian for 25 years. Shit, I was born in the church. Huh? How the fuck is that true? And when I say, so define God for me, niggas like, well, you see, because when it says Elohim, okay, so this is saying, let me pull up the Bible thing. What it says, what? That's supposed to be on tap. You're supposed to know that. Okay, listen to what I mean with know. Know a thing means that you don't have to read it. Like if I ask you your name, you know your name. If I ask you your God, you should know your God. It shouldn't take you, you don't need to go to the book or Google for that. If you've been in that space for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, how the fuck you know everything else but that? You niggas know how many niggas had tables set up when Jesus flipped over the table of the, shit like that. Jonah was with the whale and this, and that. And, did Ruth get married too soon or the widow this? You niggas know all kinds of shit that's in the scripture. That shit is like, you niggas know super low level, inconsequential shit you've committed to memory. But the understanding of the first principle, God, you didn't spend enough time on that. So I would suggest that all you Bible studying folks, Catholics, Christians, 7-day, Hebrew, Israelite, Jew, I would suggest you reopen it starting now. If you don't have an answer to what is God, who is God, if you don't have a definition for that, if when I ask you that question, the only thing you could do is quote me what the books say, you need to do some soul searching. You need to go back into the book and do more studying, or go to your officer, imam, pastor, rabbi, enlightener. Get with somebody, whoever you can get with, and deal with them. Talk it through, work it through, tell them whatever you think, and figure that out. Otherwise, you're going to look just as dumb as the motherfuckers that's talking about they've been doing chakras and didn't know that they was bringing Hindu deities in their body all this time. So you doing chakras all this time and you don't know why your relationships ain't working out. Well, because you attracted multiple personalities into your body. So your partner is telling you, man, You seem like you switching it up all the time, and you don't see that. Oh, I'm bipolar. Haha, you think it's cute? No, you chakra it up. So you got all them fucking different deities and shit. You got all kind of shit going on with you. Yeah, you don't know no better because you done attracted 7 or 8 fucking. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Now, if you know what you're doing and and you're attracting whatever Hindu god, or if you playing with Santeria, or whatever, as long if you know what you're doing, have at it. Like people talk about the voodoo and this. I'm Haitian. I don't play with that. They take that to mean I don't know anything about it. No, I know a lot about it. I know everything about it. And I know enough about it to know I'm good. And if you knew about it, you'd also be good. You would work on that light. I'm telling you, if you understood dark, you would work on that light. Right? If you understood the darkness, you work on that light. Period. Yeah, these niggas be chakra'd up. Divine counsel, God, or exactly. Google me be everywhere. Watch it. Google me be everywhere. That's what it was. Divine counsel, God, or angel. Now, divine counsel, though, came from his homeboy that was trying to take care of him, back him up. Anonymous Hebrew. Who names themselves the Anonymous Hebrew? Like, I just don't get it. No, don't be the Anonymous Hebrew. Be the only Hebrew. Don't be the Anonymous Hebrew. Don't be the Hebrew that we won't remember. You know what I'm saying? Be Taharka. Be the more you gonna remember. I'll be the more you gonna remember. Taharka, babe. I still like that song. I don't give a fuck. I still like that song. So be the Israelite we gonna remember. Right? So I need y'all to understand, God is science. All science on this planet starts with God, period. And even the people who pretended something else, they have to find another thing to replace God. So all of the atheist scientists, that's what they came up with, gravity. That's where they came up with gravity. Look, notice the conversation with Q Butter. Q Butter throws Albert Einstein out there, right? Because he's used to talking to illiterate people. So you throw Albert Einstein out there, the niggas that don't read, they run like roaches with the lights cut on. Problem, you throw Albert Einstein over to me, nigga, Albert Einstein's a household. Like I got Einstein's picture up in my house. You can't throw him up to me. No, listen. I got kiddie books. I had kiddie books so my kids could read about Einstein. And we talk about Einstein as a plagiarist, stealing J.J. Thomas shit, Max Planck shit. Like we're not mystified and like, no, we. So in my mind, if you're an atheist and a scientist and you're in a debate, Einstein is the last person you bring up. And this is just a tip for the atheists out there. This is how you protect your ass. You don't bring up Einstein. Einstein is your death. Einstein is the guy who proved gravity is fake. Einstein is also the guy who was tackling Isaac Newton. So physics, the world of physics, is all based on Isaac Newton. Einstein came and debunked Isaac Newton. So see, if you guys want to be in physics and you want to be slick and hit a nigga in the head with something, don't go to Einstein, atheist. Go to Newton. Go to Isaac Newton. That's going to be safer for you. Because guess what Einstein's research starts with? Einstein's research starts with spooky action at a distance. If you niggas never heard of spooky action at a distance, go look up spooky action at a distance and type in Einstein's name. And when you pull that up, and you start getting into quantum entanglement and what these fucking atheist scientists found out when they started looking at the nature of pure energy, this is why they started converting back the fuck over from atheists to non-atheists. They didn't even know what to convert to. Them motherfuckers like, okay, well, start us off. God, clearly God exists because we have no explanation for this. An atom went that way, another atom went that way. Somehow, them atoms can communicate instantly over any fucking distance. We don't have a way of understanding or calculating or computing that. We're just going to call that spooky action at a distance, shit that we can't explain. How does one thing way over there affect something else over there? And guess what? How are they transferring information? God is light. God is information. Light is information. Oh, so Einstein was trying to figure out. See, so you atheist guys out there, you probably don't want to bring up Einstein, right? Because the papers are relativity papers. The relativity papers are the papers that he broke down to gravity is not a real force. And Einstein thoroughly bodied all of the atheist niggas that believed in gravity so bad that they had to incorporate his ass whooping into science. So they just quietly incorporated it and said, now gravity is an effect of space-time curvature. We're going to leave it at that and just look forward. We will ignore anyone in the future that asks us for physical proof of gravity. We're just going to ignore those motherfuckers and keep it moving. I'm like, you know what? Those motherfuckers sound just like uneducated Christians. When you say, hey, can you prove God exists? Motherfuckers like, listen, we don't really know what God is or understand God ourselves. So if anyone asks us for proof of God, we're going to ignore those fuckers. And that's all these guys. They don't know no better, so they fake it. Right? Most of the people that quote unquote worship or they don't really know because they'd have an answer. The same way the gravity niggas, they don't really know, or they'd have an answer. Okay? Motherfuckers can laugh, joke, whatever. I got an answer. God is music. Christ is a frequency. Now we can simplify it and just go, God is light. And then once I get you niggas to understand that, we can go to the higher space and get to the, but we can just go right there. And I can welcome all challengers to that conversation. Everybody, come on. What you got? Debunk it. I know. I'm crazy. I made that up. I got you. But after all you motherfuckers have a chance to debunk it and you realize you can't debunk it, you're going to have to upgrade it from EnQi made that up to the EnQi was divinely inspired. Because there's really no difference between divinely inspired and made that shit up. Except the divinely inspired is when they figure out they can't debunk it and they can't figure out how you know something that can't be debunked. Especially if you're like a poverty kid from the hood, you know, you never been, you don't have EnQi don't got a college degree. Yeah. So how come it is that I can debunk your shit and you can't fuck with mine? Yeah. And this is again how I'm asking niggas again, simple questions, and the people that's listening not smart enough to know the answer. I'm saying, how can you be an atheist and have a college degree? When I ask that question, niggas think it's a stupid question. How can you be an atheist and have a college degree? How do you pay for a college degree? Because all college degrees are religious. All college degrees are religious. College is a religious schooling. That's religious. You getting a degree. Where is the authority derived from to grant the degree? Where's the authority in the degree? Like how is the authority in the school when they came together? See? Divine authority again. Divine authority again. So everything we discuss got to come from that. So 2023, we just get in the business. See, I just don't have time to play. I gotta save. I gotta work faster. You. See, y'all think I be playing with this shit. Y'all used to too many niggas playing. I got something to do out here. So when niggas start getting killed faster, I gotta teach faster because I gotta heal faster. See, if we start dying quicker, then I got to become super nigga. See how the bars say, we died quicker. I gotta become super nigga. Oh, but that's kind of what's going on. So the faster we dying, then I gotta. So. Yeah, we got to go into hyper speed now. I got to shift gears, and I got to give you, I got to get y'all ready. Right now, we getting our ass handed to us, and it's because Hosea 4:6. We don't know. We just look stupid, right? And I don't subscribe to the thing of the Bible is a copied version of Kemet. I don't care about that. Just for the record. Because I know there's people out there like, no, I can prove, like, yo, you should debate Chris Harris, whatever his name is. Sonetta's new baby over there. Why? Why would I debate Chris? Just to be honest, why would I debate a kid like that? Respectfully. He's cool. I seen him do a dope presentation on his information, that the Bible comes from Kemet. But why would I debate him when I was around before Shaka? And he's nothing but plagiarizing Shaka work. In fact, I think his whole presentation is a copy of Shaka's book. Isn't that Shaka's information? That the Bible comes from the Kemet shit? Like, didn't we already hear that? Didn't we see that movie already? Why would I debate the baby when I could shut down the original? Go line up Shaka. You know what I'm saying? I have a conversation with Shaka. I'm not going to deal with Chris. Why would I do that? Respectfully to Chris, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I don't even subscribe to that philosophy to waste my time trying to debunk it. Because to me, when I hear that, that doesn't take away value from the Bible. It only adds more value to the Bible, right? If you go, okay, here's the most successful civilizations in our history. We got the Bible, we got ancient Egypt. Which one is real? One's real, one's fake. One's real, one's fake. One's real, one's fake. So you don't know if you should invest yourself in following these laws and rules because it might be fake and you might be wasting your time and your life. Well, the moment that they say, no, this one is based on this one. So that to me is like confirmation. Oh, so you saying my more recent ancestors were actually in alignment with my further back ancestors? Okay, so why shouldn't I follow this book again? Now that you told me that this book is a copy of the shit they got from Kemet, to me, in my mind, that's twice as much as reason to learn what the fuck is in that book. That's not a reason to get rid of the book. That's twice as much reason to study the book. Because most of the records and shit from Kemet is lost all over the place, burned, kidnapped, hidden in museums, Vatican. But you said they copied the records before they hid or burned them and they put it in the Bible. Okay, so I'm in. So either the Bible is an amazing book all by itself, not attached to anything, in which case, guess what? I'm in. Or the Bible is a copy of other shit that's really successful and powerful and transformative. And either way, I'm in. Because what's the other thing that niggas are offering? Oh, I'm an atheist. Let's just, let nature take over and do whatever we do. Oh, well, I know how that looks like. That looks like grown men raping kids, hitting my, baby mom in the head when she's on her way to the bank, robbing her purse. It looks like that. Because we're not going to start over with a hypothetical new group of humans. No. If we were to restart society right now with no police or authority in place, it would just be the same niggas that are on, Molly, meth, and all the other shit niggas is on right now with no threat of going to jail. No threat of policing. It'd just be gang shit. Yeah, because you know what happened immediately? You get a gang of fathers like, nah, I ain't allowing that in my neighborhood. And so pretty soon you just got gang on gang. And if you don't understand that, you may not understand gang culture. But in gang culture, there are rules. This is how you get nietas from a Latin kings. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, that's just another place. But that same thing with Crips and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to know the history of these things. Like, they start off as one group. There's a disagreement. There's a splinter group. Same thing with Nation of Islam. It starts off with one group. There's a disagreement. And then what? Now there's a nation of gods and earths. You know what I'm saying? It's human nature. It's human nature, which is why if you want a successful group, you have to put something in place for when people's emotions take over. Jealousy is an emotion. Envy is an emotion. Might. If we don't have rules and law, might makes right. And usually the strongest person is not always the smartest. Usually the smartest, you kind of dedicate your life to opposite pursuits. So the smart guy studied his whole life. He's not going to be muscle bound, right? But the guy that worked out every goddamn day, he wasn't doing that much reading. You see what I'm saying? So the strong guy that could cut your head off and rape your woman, well, he's not filled up with that many morals and that much intelligence. We're going to need to couple him somehow to some niggas that weren't working with the swords. They just were working with books. Because, see, we need those guys with the books because, see, they know how to do other shit besides cut things and kill things. They know how to build things. Oh, we've got to, yeah. So there are systems that we create to protect the builders because guess what happens? In the real world, there's no law. Well, the intelligent guys that know how to build shit, they're going to be building things that makes their life easier. The strong, dangerous guys, well, they don't know how to build anything. They only know how to kill shit. So the way they can get the things that will make their life easy is by standing on the side, waiting for the smart niggas to make the things that they can't make, but they still need, and then simply cutting the heads off of those guys and then removing said items. Or taking said guys and saying, you know what, everything you make will be mine. So you'll work for me. And they say, well, how am I going to do that? Who the hell you think you are? They say, I'm the nigga with the sword. Would you like to keep your head? And they go, yeah, all right, cool. I'm your slave. See how slavery starts? No law. So we have to have law. How do we have spiritual people that are also anarchists? Because they're atheists. Yeah. So, no. What we're doing right now is the most important part of our journey. And I need your support. I need those cash apps. I need you on Patreon. This is the time I need y'all to walk with me. I never ask you niggas for anything. I need you guys to hold it down right now. We are in the middle of doing something remarkably special. You gotta be on this page here. So there's a lot that you will learn over the next few weeks. I had people watching me for years. The shit I've been saying in these debates, the last few debates, the shit I've been teaching for the last 10 years. People are like, yo, I never heard you say this before. I'm like, because your attention span hasn't been locked in that way. Our attention span gets locked into the competition of a debate. And then we get the information secondarily. Whereas when I just give you the information, it's so foreign to what your brain is used to. After a while, it's hard to concentrate. Well, we're going to take this shit to another level. So now we know. Oh, shit. Before we leave, hold on, because I was about to shut it down. I want to show y'all this before we leave. This is how you're going to check this. Now, look, Jesus is a nigga. Okay. Now, what after that, that's people hit me up like, yo, Jesus is a nigga, bro. Nah, you got it. Listen, you got that Southern brainwashing in your mind. So let me give you a way to check your work. Here's the beauty of Hebrew and Arabic being sister and brother languages. Anything that you're not sure about in Hebrew, right? You could check in Arabic. Anything you're not sure about in Arabic, you could check in Hebrew. Meaning, if you ever see an Arabic word and you look at it and they go, oh, this is the definition, you're like, nah, I don't believe that. Or I want to recheck that another way. You don't have to look for another Arabic anything. Type that same word in, and that same word should exist in Hebrew. If it exists in Hebrew with the same definition, you know that's what the fuck that is. If it don't, then you know that you might have made a mistake somewhere along the lines. Now, there might be different accents, different spelling, but you will be able to see the word. You will be able to see the word clearly. So I wanted y'all to see this because I know some people was like, hold on. Just in case y'all think oh, EnQi just made that up. Jesus, that nigga, he bending that word to make it seem like that. You know, Masons can bend a word to make it seem like it's some other word. Like, how is that possible? Anyway, here you go. Najjar. The Arabic has not adopted the G. So the G is still J in Arabic. This is your word. This is your nagar. This is your nagar from the Hebrew. Now you see it here in the Arabic. Now, take it further. Look at another version of this word, nazar. Najad, nazar. Now, this one is amulet. Sight, surveillance, attention, and other related concepts. Look, a nazar is an eye-shaped amulet. Bruh. 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 Like, my guy, I'm telling you,